Hello everyone, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Brian, and I am the newest member of the High Stakes team. Now I'd like to commence this video with a request for those interested in receiving more premium betting tips and predictions. If our guidance has contributed to your success in winning bets and generating revenue, we kindly seek your support in revitalizing this channel. Your assistance plays a crucial role in bolstering our presence on YouTube. You're welcome to explore our Patreon support tier or check out our various plans. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you seeking our premium picks. Houston Astros vs Toronto Blue Jays. My team pick is Houston Astros money line, and here is why. The Astros got out to a really rough start this season, and it almost felt like this might be the year that they finally fall off. However, Houston has been finding its championship form recently, going 102 over its last 12 games. This heater has seen them climb to second in the AL West standings at 4-2-4-1, where they're just 3.5 games off of Seattle's first-place pace. From a futures perspective, the Astros are priced at 205 to win the division and -105 to make the postseason, -115 to miss. Houston's coming off a weekend where they took 2 of 3 against the New York Mets. They won Sunday's series finale 105 in extra innings. Taylor Scott 2.0 IP, 0 AR earned the win in relief, while John Singleton led the way offensively with a solo home run. There are only 3 games on the MLB schedule Monday, and this should be a fun matchup to get the day started. With that being said, I feel pretty confident laying the juice with Houston in this contest. They've been on fire recently, rattling off 10 wins over their last 12 games. On the flip side, Toronto has struggled against teams with winning records, going just 25-36 against them. They're also a pedestrian 20-21 at home this year. Houston has a massive pitching advantage in this matchup. They'll send Hunter Brown to the bump, and the right-hander has been otherworldly lately. The Astros are 4-0 in his last 4 starts, where the hurler has posted a 0.36 ERA and 0.92 WHIP over 25.0 innings of work. Brown's finally rounding into form, and with Houston's offense trending in the right direction, I think they cruise to a win on Monday. My total pick is over 8.5 runs, and here is why. Hunter Brown will take the ball in Monday's series opener, and the 25-year-old hurler has really bounced back after a lousy start to the 2024 campaign. The right-hander will be making his 17-appearance 16th start, and he enters this game at 5-5 with a 4.37 ERA and 1.37 WHIP over 80.1 innings pitched. Most recently, Brown faced the Rockies and blanked them over 6.0 innings, conceding only 2 hits and 3 walks. It was a winning effort in a 5-2 victory, and Brown has now won his last 4 starts. This is an interesting total considering Brown has been so dominant recently. Even though he has been lights out, I think it's worth a shot on the over 8.5 runs. Toronto has seen at least 9 combined runs in their last 8 games. Ultimately, this one boils down to Houston's offense against Yariel Rodriguez. The right-hander hasn't looked good over his last 3 outings 9.0 IP, giving up 9 earned runs 9.00 ERA. He's taking on a red-hot Houston offense that is averaging 6.1 runs per game over its current 102 run. They've scored 19 runs in their last 2 games. Statistically, over the last 7 days, the Astros are first in team batting average .303 and 8th in OPS .796. There's a realistic chance they clear this total by themselves, which is why I like the over, despite Brown taking the ball. Milwaukee Brewers vs Colorado Rockies. My team pick is Milwaukee -1.5 runs, and here is why. With a loss on Saturday, the Brewers had a 5-game winning streak halted, though they were 4-1 in their homestand heading into Sunday. The offense plated 398 runs in 83 games played, 4th in the NL, and their 4.82 runs per game average ranks 7th overall. They were slashing .255/.331/.398, and they had a .729 team ops with 223 extra base hits and 117 stolen bases, second 117 stolen base. Brewers batters struck out 724 times and earned 301 walks. William Contreras went 2 for 4 and drove in a run in Saturday's loss. The catcher leads the club with a .291 batting average, 9th in the NL, and he has driven in 50 runs on the year. This is the first meeting between the clubs this season. Last year, the Rockies had the upper hand, winning 4 of the 6 games played, but this time around the shoe is most definitely on the other foot. The Rockies are vying for the title of worst team in baseball this season, and losing to the White Sox is a quicker route for them to get there. The Brewers have been playing very well, and they have found a very strong balance between offense and pitching, as well as young and old. Wilson is coming off of a strong effort, and though he has had some struggles on the road of late, he was very stout away from home earlier in the season. I expect the Brewers starter to be able to handle the Rockies lineup. Colorado's starter Gomber had been in shambles of last, allowing a combined 17 runs, 24 hits, and 3 walks over his last 3 starts. Milwaukee, who is 2-3-2-1 on the year, should put some pressure on the Rockies starter early. My total pick is over 11.5 runs, and here is why. The Milwaukee pitching staff entered Sunday with a 3.75 team ERA, which ranked 4th in the National League. Starting pitching had a 19-21 record with a 4.26 ERA and 1.31 WHIP, and relievers captured 30 saves and were 3.013 with a 3.13 with a 3.15 ERA. The entire staff struck out 661 batters and gave up 253 free passes. Wilson picked up a win in his last outing after tossing 6 scoreless innings, allowing just 3 hits in the follower's role. The right-hander went 2-0 with a 2.81 ERA and 15 strikeouts over his last 3 outings. Wilson faced Colorado once in his career, picking up a loss after allowing 4 runs in 5 innings. In 6 meetings last year, the over went 4-2, and though there is a hefty total placed on this particular matchup, their last 4 meetings averaged 12.8 runs per game. This season, between the two teams there have been 87 games that have hit the over. While the Rockies' offense isn't particularly frightening by any stretch, they average 4.2 runs per game and 4.9 runs per game at Coors Field. They scored 5 runs or more in 6 of their last 10 home games. Milwaukee is in the top third in the game in terms of scoring, and heading into Sunday their offense had put up 6 runs or more in 5 of their last 10 games. With this starting pitching matchup, I am fully expecting runs to be on the board early. New York Mets vs Washington Nationals, my team pick is New York moneyline, and here is why. New York was unable to take the series against the Astros as they dropped Game 3 in a 5-10 final. The Mets tallied 5 runs on 5 hits, but the offense just didn't have the juice to keep up with Houston. Brandon Nimmo led the way as he had 3 hits and a home run. Luis Severino got the start, and over 7 innings he allowed 4 runs on 8 hits while retiring 3. New York seems to have figured it out lately, and they'll be looking to carry their hot bats into July. Never mind the fact the Mets have had the Nationals' number, taking 7 of the last 10. Gore has been vulnerable this season as he is allowing foes to hit better than .3, 0-0 in several splits. Washington has seen the ball better of late, but they still lack the ability to routinely hit for extra bases or airmail the ball out of the park. Look for Peterson to find his rhythm early here, as he's won 4 of his last 5. My total pick is under 8.5 runs, and here is why. As touched on, Peterson should be able to find his groove early against the inconsistent bats of Washington. He's tossed better on the road this season, and despite the high walk rate, the Nationals have been one of the more impatient teams in baseball. Gore has been able to strike batters out and should also be able to limit the home runs here, tossing against a team he knows well. After a strong posting for both offenses in June, look for the bats to come back down to earth a bit here.